Are we going to finally admit that the Oscars are getting into crazy? Are we all going to keep pretending like these people know exactly what they're doing? Because I'm not sure that they do. Because what? Okay, so it's Oscar season, yeah, and it's that time of the year where everybody pretends like they've seen all the nominated films. We judge people's outfits like we're fashion police, and half of the time we're wondering how some of these people even got invited to the event. But that's not even the matter for this year. You see, this year, it came with its own twists and turns. The snubs, the nominations, the wins. So if you're watching it and you're wondering, girl, what are you talking about? Oscars, who, what, where, when? It's okay, I got you. The Academy Awards, aka the Oscars, are awards for artistic and technical merit in film. They are presented annually by the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Science in the United States of America. And this year's Oscar is actually the 97th award show. Yep, it's been around. There's a wide range of categories, 23 in total, and they basically touch on the different parts of filmmaking, from sound to visual effects to makeup to hair to costume to production design to cinematography to directing, or every department gets recognized. Starting on the list, best visual effects, Dune Part 2. Best sound editing, Dune Part 2. Wins that as well. So Dune has 2 awards now. Best costume design, Paul Tazewell for Wicked. I have to give it to him. The costume was, it was good. I'm Not a Robot wins Best Music Original Song. Best Music Original Score, Daniel Bloomberg wins on The Brutalist. I can't argue with that one, to be fair. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, The Substance wins in that category. We obviously cannot even argue with that one. Substance was quite a watch, and you have to give it to them. The makeup and everything, So just to clarify for people who don't really understand what we mean by makeup. So makeup is not just, making them look pretty, It goes into like special effects, and if you've seen The Substance, you would understand what we mean by the special effects, body effects and all of that, and etc. So it's all encompassing when they talk about makeup. I don't think that, first of all, let's talk about the fact that the Oscars does not even take horror films seriously, because hello Nosferatu, hello Substance, like, you guys really need to stop making a joke of horror films, because I get it, like, that genre is not entirely, but when certain people take their time to make a proper thriller or horror, you guys just snub it because it is under that category, that genre, and it's not fair. Substance was actually a beautiful film. Best film editing went to Sean Baker for Anora. Best documentary short film, The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Best documentary feature, No Other Land. Best animated feature, Flow. The award for production design went to Wicked. Wicked is a fantasy, and it's not entirely easy to create a world like that. It's hard, especially when you're not relying fully on VFX. Best cinematography nominees are The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. Now, the winner was The Brutalist. However, I would argue that Dune should have taken home that award. The Brutalist, I love the film, but I don't know if compared to Dune, I would have given it best cinematography. I just feel like they were robbed, but it's fine. Best international feature film, I'm Still Here won, and I would say that it was a lovely film. Unfortunately, we've not been able to really get a Nigerian film up there, for reasons that we know. Let's say the truth, let's be honest with ourselves, but it's fine. Best adapted screenplay. Now, I have to say that I am actually quite pleased with the winner being Conclave, because I watched Conclave and I feel like that film was just marvelous. The film does not have to be astronomically complex for it to be a great film. Conclave was a beautiful story told well. Like, I think at every point of the film, I was just like, And it wasn't even like just a twist and turn. I mean, we can all agree that the end was like, damn, I did not see that coming. But aside the twist at the end, we're talking about like the cinematography, the costume, the performance of the actors. I don't know, man. Conclave really, it really hurt me that it was snubbed the way that it was, because it feels like a big snub. And I don't know if it's because it's a religious film. I'm trying not to look at it from that perspective, but we can't really deny that it may have played a role in, the number of nominations or wins that it got, because it was just beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. I would say that it was the film of the year for me. Maybe not. Maybe it was, but I feel like it should have been nominated for more and it should have won more. But yeah, moving on. The winner for original screenplay was Anora. If you're wondering why, some films fall into both adapted screenplay and original screenplay, it's because some films can have elements of both. Some parts of the film may be adapted from a previous work, be it a book, an article, another film, a story, like whatever, but have other parts of the film created entirely for the project, not from the reference material. So maybe they added characters that didn't exist in the reference material, or they created new scenes, or they created a different world that is not directly linked to what they are adapting. So technically, it has elements of both, It could also be an instance where it's a sequel or it's a prequel to a film, the source being adapted, but then if a new world and new characters are being created from scratch, then it's also an original screenplay. So some of these films can fall into both categories. The award for Best Actress, Mikey, congratulations to her with her role in Anora. There's nothing people want to tell me yet that will convince me that the Oscars does not award certain women that play certain roles. And I think I started to notice from when Emma Stone won for Poor Things, because it felt like they were awarding people who played very sexual and objectifying roles. Don't take away awards from people who deserve it, even though they did not play certain kinds of roles, because you're trying to award those who did. The way that they interpret the character and the character in itself should be indicative of who gets that award. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the award for Best Actor. Congratulations, Adrian. Your speech was quite long and, a bit unnecessary, but your performance was great. So Ralph didn't really have to do a lot in Conclave. It was a pretty simple, straightforward, but then still kind of complex. And I like his arc as a character in that film, but at the same time I have to give it to the Brutalist, or rather Adrian Brody, because the Brutalist gave him a lot more to work with in terms of the different emotions, the different stages of, will I say, life or struggle that character had to go through, and him embodying the character. So I feel like it was a deserving award. So I can't really fault them for that one. Now, a lot of people started coming for Timothée Chalamet. I think it was after he accepted the SAG award and gave his speech, and people were like, yo, you need to chill, blah, 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 you're not all that and whatnot. Like, give the guy a break. Give him a break. Like, he's been working his ass off for years, and he actually is a really talented actor. Now, all he said was that he's striving to be among the greatest. Like, is that so bad for the boy to just really dream and actually work towards those dreams? So people really coming for him and being like, oh yeah, he shouldn't win Best Actor, blah, blah, blah. Like, compared to the other nominees in the category, like Ralph Fiennes and Adrian Brody, yeah, of course, I feel like his character shouldn't have won. But if we're talking in general, like the man does put in a lot of work, and he is really talented, and we saw that in Dune, we saw that in A Complete Unknown, and we've seen that in other films that he's done as well. So please cut the guys some slack, I beg. The part that actually pissed me off the most is this final category, Best Picture. The nominees for Best Picture are Anora, Emilia Perez, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Nickel Boys, I'm Still Here, The Substance, Dune Part 2, Wicked, The Brutalist. So I'm going to read out what the key elements to consider in a film for Best Picture. A strong story with a compelling plot, exceptional acting, performances, impactful cinematography, skillful directing, a well-developed theme, effective editing, appropriate sound design, and a cohesive overall vision that resonates with the audience, all working together to create a powerful and meaningful cinematic experience. And I have to say, I was very disappointed when Anora won Best Picture. Now, I know that, or I have heard that the director is actually phenomenal, Sean Baker. Like his films, his work. I'm not too familiar with his work, but people who are have said that he is actually a great director. And I'm glad and I'm happy for him. However, I feel like if we're actually going to compare other, like Anora with the other films, it should not be top of that category at all. Films like The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune, I mean, Substance, like, come on. These other films definitely did better than Anora. It did not, it had no business winning that award. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I love the fact that it's an indie film and they were able to tell a good story with like the budget that they had and not being backed by any major studio or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying that it's a bad film at all, but I just feel like it really did not do it for me and for other people too, because I'm not the only person who's saying it. For other people to win Best Picture, like, guys, come on. Congratulations. Anora went home with 5 awards. Dune went home with 2. Brutalist went home with 3. Conclave went home with 1. Substance went home with 1. If I tell you that that is not the order in which I thought those films were going to win the awards, would you believe me? But guess what? That's what happened. People are starting to lose respect for the Oscars and the awards, which is crazy. But I'm telling you, the way that they're going, it really is not going to have as much substance as it used to. But hey, I'm just a filmmaker trying to make film. Like, I'm still learning my ropes and trying to do stuff and, you know, wish and hope and will work towards getting there someday. But these are just like my 2 cents on what went down at the Oscars. Because I have to say, I was scared to shit making this, because I have been talking for years about how I want to start making videos and talking about like what I love and have been doing for the past couple of years, and I'm just finally getting to do that. So yeah, this is me launching into it. So I would really appreciate your support. If you like, subscribe, and of course share. But really, I want you guys to comment on what you think about the video. I will be giving movie reviews, recommendations moving forward, and, you know, just share all of that. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching.